and welcome to Patriot Crusader Missions Christian Warrior Talk Strength and Honor Edition. It's Friday. That means it's Fellowship Friday. That means it's time for us to celebrate our victories, learn from our defeats, and lock shields around one another. So, this being Strength and Honor Friday, if this is your first time on our program, when you come on, make sure you sound off and let me know that you're here. And when you do, I'll do this.
Strength and honor, strength and honor, strength and honor.
When you hear Strength and Honor, grab your favorite beverage. It can be any beverage. It doesn't have to be an adult beverage. All right, it does not have to be an adult beverage. If you have problems with adult beverages, don't drink adult beverages. All right, we're not causing anyone to stumble here. You can pick up juice. You can pick up whatever you want. For everyone who's wondering what I'm drinking, I am drinking muddled wine, which means that it's, wine with some Polar Springs cranberry lime seltzer and some cranberry and pomegranate juice. So that's what this is, all right? So, hey, Anna.
Strength and honor, strength and honor, strength and honor.
So, that's the rules. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Patty, Strength and Honor.
Strength and honor, strength and honor, strength and honor.
Oh, man. I'm already beat, and we're not, tomorrow hasn't even happened. For those of you who are local tomorrow, Patty, and whoever else is local, Linda.
Strength and honor, strength and honor, strength and honor.
We are doing 3/4 of a mile of fence tomorrow. All right. And we need people. We need people. I promise we won't break you. We're just out there and there's just a lot to do. Everything from painting dots along the ground to pounding T-posts to running an auger to stringing up the barbed wire and the electric fence and all that stuff. We got cows coming. And it's a good thing we got cows coming because the world's coming undone, as we know. Tucker again did a follow-up story on the coincidence on over a dozen of our food manufacturing facilities going up in flames in the past 12 weeks. And what he did is found out it's been going on for the past year. For the past year, these things have been happening. And then on top of that, there's an avian bird flu where they just wiped out millions of chickens and turkeys. So, guys, I'm telling you, a food shortage is coming. You better start growing your own stuff. All right, you better start. If you got a yard and you got grass, get rid of the grass. It's useless unless you got cows or goats, and start doing it. Oh, Rusty, some ministry stuff tomorrow, right? I was looking to do some ministry stuff with you tomorrow as we're out there sweating in the 80-degree sun, learning about work ethic and seeing how everyone actually does out there. That's all right, man. That's all right. There'll be more work to do. We'll see if this is a pattern. Steve!
Strength and honor, strength and honor, strength and honor.
Rusty!
Strength and honor, strength and honor, strength and honor.
Yes, I did, Patty. So, man, is it crazy with what's going on? An attack on our food supply? I mean, coincidences are coincidences, but 2 plane crashes into that, plus all these other strange freak accidents. And then it's not only been doing that, it's been going on for a year. I need to make a comment. Well, go for it. You just did. So it is, I shared that story with people and it seemed to wake some people up who were just grinding out on their day to day. Hey, Claudia!
Strength and honor, strength and honor, Strengthen honor.
So, with this news, I'm telling you, I am concerned. I am more prepared than most. But let me tell you something. There's only so much to go around, and people need to figure out what. Yeah, it is better than Woody.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
It's it is better than a gym workout, and you get a tan at the same time. You know, and you get a tan at the same time. Commitment. You have a commitment. Okay, no problem. It's last minute. I get it. Don't worry. There'll be plenty of others. There'll be plenty of others. It's just people need to understand that when you show up to the compound, it can't be with your hand out, right? When you show up to the compound, you have to bring stuff with you. Everyone that comes here needs to be an asset and needs to bring a skill and needs either have invested in this place, worked it, and been a part of the community, as in putting in sweat labor here and helping us grow this and proving fruitful, or bringing resources. So, I've got people thinking they're coming here from all around the country, and I'm like, we've only got so much, and it's for people who are working. It's people who are working in here, right? And yes, you do need to make a commitment. And don't flake on us and wake up in the morning and be like, I got a headache this morning. I got a headache this morning. Oh, Anna, welcome.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Flaking is worse than not coming at all, because we're looking forward to you. I know stuff happens, but let's all try to get amongst each other, because guys, we're going to be leaning on each other hardcore here soon. If things keep coming this way, and going the way that they're going, we're going to be leaning on each other, locking shields around each other. We're going to be like, I'm seriously, like, this is ridiculous that I'm having to think about this. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to protect my cows and if I can fit them into my basement. Like, I'm fitting 3 Black Angus and a dairy cow in my basement because I'm afraid the neighbors and the people from the city who don't have food are going to try to take ours. That's how it goes down. You know what also is not a coincidence? And I want to thank Charlie for this and the Lord. We are growing 2,000 pounds of potatoes in a potato shortage. There is a global potato shortage that none of us knew about. And we happen to be growing one of the most sought after crops going right now. So here's to that. Good job, Charlie. Here's to Charlie.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
I do have a barn, but someone's going to have to be sleeping out there with him at the barn to protect him. That's how ridiculous this is going to be. We're going to do cameras and all that other stuff, but, a friend of mine who does lawns, a woman who went to work just had her entire chicken flock stolen. Her entire chicken flock. So it's already starting, guys. It's already starting. Yes, Patty. At least I think McKay's his last name. I know Charlie. All I know is Charlie. Woody, is Charlie McKay is McKay his last name? Help me out, guys. He lives on our street, down the hill. Anyways, Charlie donated the 200 pounds of potato, 150 pounds of fertilizer, and helped us design and plant and ran the planting with Anna. Yes, I believe so. Known him since I was your daughter's age. Well, Charlie's here at every service. He's been proven himself to be quite an asset and a great guy, and we're really thankful for him here. And he's the one who ran it with Anna and getting those 200 pounds of potatoes in the ground. So so guys, we got, if I've got a pit in my stomach and I'm more prepared than most, if you're less prepared than me, you better get cracking. You better get cracking. Because the difference between the haves and the have-nots here is going to be very apparent pretty soon. And I don't want to see people suffer. But at the same time, we will take care of our flock. But at the same time, just like Joseph, there are no freeloaders. You get here and you work and you put in the sweat equity, or you put in the finances, or you put in the blood, sweat, and tears, or we don't have a place for you. We're not the government. I can't believe it's coming to this. Like, I've got a 4-month-old daughter who is doing awesome, by the way. Everyone who prayed for baby Anya, she is joy incarnate. She is all smiles and giggles and everything. And, thank God for Lauren for getting us through. Thank you, Patty. And I got going on a 3-year-old. So me checking out isn't an option. I need to fight for the best life that I can give my kids. And if you want to be a part of that, then get your happy butt down here and start contributing to the effort. Me and Woody and Lauren and Tom and Seth can only do so much, and Charlie. It is, we are growing something special here. And I hope it doesn't go high order. I hope this does not go bad. But regardless if it does, if it doesn't go bad, well, great. We created a revenue stream. We can feed our people, and we created a revenue stream to be able to fund some of the church activities and be able to expand. If it does go bad, then we save a lot of lives. We save a lot of lives. Now, you guys know our goal here is to build between 12 and 20 cabins on the back 44 here. I don't know if we're going to have time for that, guys. Like, that's the part that freaks me out. I don't know if we need to do an intermediate level of this where we put in concrete slabs, of which there's a shortage of concrete now, of course, and allow people to park RVs here. And we use that as instead of log cabins, we use that. Now, that's not going to help if things don't go to heck with the Airbnbs and, the weddings and being able to rent out the back 12 cabins or 20 cabins or whatever we can fit back there responsibly. Yeah, it's all in God's time, and Anna, but unfortunately, we might be racing the apocalypse. So, in more stable times, I would not be like right now. I'm racing to make sure, like, I just ordered more meat birds today, pure meat birds. Yeah, I don't know if these cows have ever been in barns, Patty. Susan says, I don't need a concrete slab for my TV. I think you meant RV, or maybe you meant TV. You don't need a concrete slab for your TV either. But Susan, welcome.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
So I'll tell you what we're doing and what you guys might be thinking about doing to prepare for what might be coming. So we planted a starch. I did. I left a message on her machine and she never called me back. So, Anna. Well, we are praying and praying and praying and praying. It just gets to a point where praying is the assumed, and then we got to start moving heaven and as much as we can, heaven and earth ourselves, right? We got to give something God to work, give God something to work with. And so what we're doing, we planted the most calorically dense thing we could, which was potatoes. So that's great. Now we're getting meat cows and we're starting to grow a herd. On top of that, we are immediately going to go after a dairy cow. The dairy cow is a must. You're talking about a dairy cow that can put out 7 gallons of milk a day. That can make a huge difference. And then we eventually want to get 2. So now we're talking 14 gallons of milk a day. There's a lot you can do with that. You can take care of a lot of families with that. That's what we're trying to do here. But that's going to take people to milk, and it's going to take effort and all that. It's not the Jay and Lauren show up and get what you want on demand show, right? We all got to do this together, guys, or else it's going to fail. We went out and we got hybrid birds that were good for both eggs and meat. We're now that we've got them, they're mature. We still got some time before they're ready to lay. So now we're going to order a round of meat birds that'll be fast production meat birds so that we'll be able to have, that. But we're running into, I've never done Cornish crosses is what I've heard they're called, Cornish cross birds. I guess within 4 to 6 weeks they're harvestable for like some really good meat, but they take a lot of feed, and that's the trade-off. If we're not growing corn here, which we're not yet, that might be a problem. So we're also looking at some rangers, which they're called Rudd Rangers or Freedom Rangers, and trying to get those, but they're hard to find right now. So we'll have plenty of eggs. I mean, we got 44 egg layers here, and we're going to burn through those, and then we're going to harvest them. But they take a long time to harvest, and then we got to figure out what our sustainable bird or egg laying production, what we need, and then we got to figure out from there how many we need to sustain the meat production. And again, food is everything. We're not going to be able to go down to Tractor Supply and buy a ton of feed all the time. So this is what we're dealing with. And then we want to get some pigs really quickly before the summer, because pigs breed quickly and they grow quickly. And I don't like the way rabbits taste, but I know rabbits procreate like crazy, and They're super efficient. Um, just not afraid. Cheers to Freedom Rangers.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Susan, we don't have water on our property. Fishing can be a solution, but everybody who's got a fishing pole is going to be fishing. Um, if you're in a place where you can fish, good on you. Um, it's not one of my primary favorite things, and we don't have anything here. I'm trying to keep everything that I got on my property and sustain it here on our 44 acres. If someone lives on a lake or they have a nice stream or whatever, you can get crawfish, you can do all kinds of other things. Yeah, I've heard that, and I haven't had a ton of rabbit in my life. The one time I did, it was pretty dark meat and pretty gamey, if I remember. But hey, when you're hungry, anything goes, right? So, yeah. The other thing we're looking for is we're looking for a good farm dog because we're going to need to protect these things. Not only we're going to need to protect them from predators, but we're also going to have to protect them from possible people. So we're looking at an Anatolian Shepherd. Right now we have 3 useless dogs. We've got a English Mastiff, who's actually a great guard dog, but not for livestock. She'll more than likely eat it herself. And then we have a pit bull who is also a decent guard dog, but will probably eat the chickens himself. And then we have a useless black lab who just wants to eat all the poop. so so that's what we got going for assets right now. Tomorrow we're probably laying 3/4 of a mile of fence. We're starting at 8:30. I'm going to be up at 7, and then I'm going to go get donuts for the guys and to try to take care of the guys that are going to be here. And it's going to be a long day, and we're going to sink as much as we can. Our goal is to get the whole perimeter done and 2 things of wire on there. And then I think me and Woody, once that's all done, we can just do the electrical as we go. So that's going right now. That's the plan. The other thing is I'm also for everyone out there, I'm looking. Yeah, I heard donkeys are very protective, but right now grass is a premium patty. So I'd rather the dairy cows eat the grass than the donkey. So, I heard donkeys are great, but dogs, a little bit more adaptable in what they can eat. Although I don't know if I can lead a donkey around and have him eat my front yard so I don't have to mow it anymore or all those places. I've never had a donkey. I always heard they're just stubborn and problems, but I never, that's something I recently learned a few weeks ago that donkeys are protectors of the herd, which really changes what the whole perspective on what Jesus rode in on. Everyone's like, oh, Jesus rode in on this mule, this humble little thing, and that's true. But he rode in on a guardian animal, an animal that protected the flock. How cool is that? Dan, what's up?
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
So I'm also looking at 2 firearm purchases. I'm looking at a long-range rifle, and I'm also looking at picking up an AR pistol, probably 300 blackout suppressed, and probably like a 300 Win Mag, sniper rifle. Don't get a jack The Jenny is the protector. So get a female donkey as the protector. Is that what you're saying? I didn't know. I did not. I did not know they had official names of Jack and Jenny. I've heard of you're a Jack ass, but I never knew there was a Jenny ass. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, well, I don't think I'm going to be getting a donkey anyways. Wow, that's awesome. Well, we don't have wild boar here, mountain lions. We do have coyotes, but that's also what the shepherd will do. So, the Anatolian. So, I've been watching a lot of videos and all that stuff. It's adding it to the list. Right now, when all's said and done, we'll probably drop 10 grand on this fence. I think we've dropped five already. So that was five that we weren't counting on spending. Um, so again, it's taken a hit, massive hit on us. So so the other side of the field will probably be less than that, because we have one good side of fence already. We'll just have to do the back. Well, we'll have the side done, and we'll have the one across done. So we should be able to do that for a lot less, I'm hoping. But I'll tell you, it gives you peace of mind to know that, and I know people are doing it with goats too. I have baggage with goats, going through 18 Delta, which is the Green Beret um, medical course. We do a lot of goat labs, so I've butchered a lot of goats and taken care of a lot of goats and done surgery on a lot of goats and all that stuff. And I just don't have good memories with that. There are coyotes all over this place, Claudia. Yeah, there are coyotes everywhere around here. Right now, my neighbor David, his hound dog chases them off pretty good, but they're all over the place. But I know for those of you who have smaller property, goats would be a good could be a good solution for you. They produce meat, they produce milk, they produce cheese. You can take the milk, you make it to use cheese. Some people like goat milk. I find it to be sour and it tastes just like goat smell to me. But again, that's my baggage. Um, I wish I did because they would eat all the thorns on my property. I swear. I love Tennessee, and I'm not going to complain about Tennessee, but the state plant should be thorns. Thorns and poison ivy because they're everywhere. It's a split. I've never seen so much poison ivy in my freaking life. It's everywhere. Luckily, I'm not allergic to it. My poor buddy Warren, he does he knocks down trees all the day, and he's been climbing poison ivy trees forever, and he's been tore up. His whole family's been tore up. So, never seen anything like it. So thank you again, Woody, today for showing up with the bobcat and clearing out all that poison ivy and helping me take down that giant tree that fell down. I've only got about 6 more trees on my property that we need to drop before they take out a building. But boar goats are a meat goat. Boer goats are a meat goat. Yeah, I had caprines. That's the what they were called. Again, boar goat. I'll tell you, I like boars and the pigs. It's like the nice blend between steak and pork. I've had some great boar meat that was, pretty right up there. Some awesome stuff. But so yeah, so we're looking to get pigs pretty soon too. We're going to put them in the back end of the property. The opposite side of the range right now is what we're thinking. And again, we're going to have to protect that. Everything has to be protected now. The goats are, Susan. I can see it. I mean, all of our friends, our friends who are homesteading are all goat people. We're the only ones who aren't. I think it's because we have more land. You know, but I mean, we're also going to be doing like tomatoes. We got to do more crops than just potatoes. I wanted to do oats so we could feed the cows with the oats so we could, you know, um, make oat milk and another calorically dense food. But I've never planted oats. I don't think Charlie's ever planted oats, so that'll be a whole learning experience. And then I know Lauren wants to do sweet potatoes after these potatoes are out of the ground, which I think is wise. And again, I think we just all need to be praying that we get more time. We have more time and we don't need any of this, and that it's just an exercise and a cool thing we're doing. And hopefully we're all look back at this and be like, wow, be grateful, big sigh of relief that nothing happened and all worked out. But oh, I love me some tomatoes. I want to be able to make homemade salsa and homemade spaghetti with everything right here. So we got basil, we got oregano. I think we got all kinds of stuff, and then we also get all the Mexican stuff too. We got cilantro. We got well, thank you, Patty. We're in the process of procuring a lot of canning jar lids and all that stuff, and we're also buying a dehydrator. And then the next project, one of the projects that I think we need to do is we need to make a smoker. We need to make like a smoke shack so that if we lose power and we lose electricity and all that stuff, we can still smoke and cure meat so it doesn't go bad. Do the canning. I can outside on fish cooker. So again, putting that in Woody's mind is one of the projects to come. I think we might be able to do that with either maybe something that's already on property. So I don't know if you guys saw what your thoughts on this, but I saw that Tennessee is the first in the nation to pass a law that if you kill a parent in a DUI accident, you have to pay their child support for the rest of that kid's till they're 18, which I think is freaking right on. Good on Tennessee for doing that. I also saw that DeSantis took away Disney's all their privileges, their special governing privileges, and now they owe $200 million in taxes. Oh, awesome! Good for you, Susan. Trying to get centered on here so I don't. But I'll tell you guys, I know there's a ton of people still trying to move here, and I just talked to my friend Joel, and he's in the mortgage business, and he said that things are not slowing down here. So don't lose hope. You just have to be bold. You have to be bold. Woody, I know that there are plenty of people online here who are interested in your property when you put it on. If you want to put the specifics out there, your contact info, whatever, I know that at least two people on here right now are interested in looking for a property that has the characteristics that you're talking about as far as 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 5 acres. Wow, Steve. So Steve said his wife's brother was killed by a drunk driver and his kids get absolutely nothing. Well, I think that's why this is so good. That's laughable. That's laughable, Dan. You realize that my first house when I bought it, I had an 8.5% mortgage, and I did backflips for that. Like everyone's so spoiled now. With 3.5%, it's untenable. like, like, dude, this is so artificially like whatever. We used to get 5% on our savings accounts, bro. We used to earn 5% in savings. So when you put your stuff in the bank, it would grow by 5%, man. The mortgage rates are becoming untenable. Or if you think 3.5 is bad, bro? See, so untenable. You have the lowest mortgage rates in history, and you're saying that mortgage rates are untenable. That's pretty funny. I've had mortgages at 5.5, 8.5, 7%. So the interest rates are going to go up and they're going to normalize, which is right. It's what you want. We're in Johnson City, Tennessee, and the housing boom here is crazy, and that's because of COVID. Remote working has changed everything. You no longer have to be stupid and live in New York City or in the city anywhere. You can live anywhere now and work remotely. It's totally changed the dynamic and is flooding rural communities, beautiful rural communities like Johnson City and others with, people who are wanting to buy now. Yeah, they could be going up to 7, but it's going to take them a while to get to 7. It's definitely. I heard today it was 3.5%. I got 3, which is if you're less than 3, then 7 is double. So wouldn't that be 3.5? Christy, my name is Christy. I'm a friend of Patty's. I want to meet you and your family. Hey, Christy. Well, strength and honor to you.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Come on down. You know where Patty lives. You know where we live. We're right down the road. If you want to come to church is on Sunday at 11 a.m. Come on in. You'll hear us. I think the weather's going to be nice. Let me pull it up because we'll have the doors open, which will be awesome. It'll be great to keep those things open for a second weekend. So daily, yeah, Sunday's going to be beautiful. So yeah, you'll hear us. And I'm looking forward to meeting you, Christy. So like I said, starting next month, we're going to be doing Firearm Month here, where we're going to make sure that we're all dialed in on our firearms, meaning that we're going to break them out, we're going to clean them, we're going to sight them in, we're going to make sure we know how to shoot them, we're going to check our ammo, we're going to make sure everything's good to go, we're going to make sure all of our gear is squared away, download mags, make sure the springs are good, do all the maintenance and start from a good point, and then we're going to start working on accuracy. On hitting what we're aiming for, and then we can get more dynamic from there. But that's the goal here. For you guys who are online and all that stuff, we can do online, we can do the online field stripping and clean, but everyone's going to have different weapons. You're going to have to do that yourself. We might just put out a chores list and say, hey, listen, you need to break out your firearm. You need to make sure you check it, do all these different things, do a function check, check your ammo, download your mags. If your mags have been loaded for 10 years, your springs might be shot. So you might want to rotate those mags, things like that. And then everybody, like I know that my, swapping out all the batteries and all my optics and everything else and re-zeroing them and checking them out. And now on this property, I know the distances that I'm going to probably have to engage people. I'm going to be able to set up my equipment for those engaging distances, right? So I know I've got some places on the property where I might have to make a 300 to 600 yard shot, and most of the other stuff is going to probably be about 100 yards or under, right? And then you have your self defense, which is usually like 25 feet, right? Which is kind of, it's kind of laughable. So, um, and that's going to be new for a lot of people. A lot of people have a cowboy gun that someone handed down to them. They're not even sure if it works. They've never fired it, and we need to make sure that all of our stuff is good to go. And go from there. And then we need to talk about ammo. Who's got ammo? How much ammo they got? Again, this is all part of being a part of a community. You can't show up without ammo and say, "Give me ammo." That's not how it works. But there's so many skills that we don't know how to do here. Lauren doesn't know how to sew. I don't know how to sew. I know how to sew someone up, like stitches. My medical stuff it's a little rusty, but it won't take me long to get, back on track. I was pretty advanced in the medical profession as far as from combat medicine and preventive medicine and taking care of my guys with overuse injuries and combat injuries, etc. So we don't know how to do that. We don't know how to weld. We don't have a welder. Actually, I take that back. I think Woody's got a welder, and Woody knows how to weld. But sewing is something that we might have to need here. I've never canned. I mean, I can go on Google and see how to can, on YouTube, which is pretty easy to do. We're also going to be dehydrating food. We bought a dehydrator, and we're going to start, taking extra stuff that we have and dehydrating it like those Mountain House meals, where you take a bunch of meat that once your freezer's full, the meat gets dehydrated and then it goes in a Ziploc and it's good for years. Better than jerky. Summer's a master canner. That's good to know, Woody. But canning is just one part of this. I think that, we're going to have to, we have let's say we have cows and we have freezers full of meat and we lose power. That's a problem, man. We're going to have to smoke everything. Make jerky out of everything, or else it's a big waste. Which is just low and slow. I mean, I know how to make jerky out in the woods, but at scale, it's a lot of thinly cut meat, a lot of knife work, a lot of knife work. The other thing is, outside of these potatoes, which not Woody, but Charlie's been running, Lauren and I have never grown a darn thing. So, we could use some expertise on gardening. We tilled the side, the side and the back of our house. Thank you, Anna. But Woody or Anna, how big is the house that you guys are going to be selling? And if you don't want to talk about it here, that's fine. Just say so. But I just want to give you as big an audience as possible. Potatoes last a pretty good time. Now, we put 200 pounds in and they'll 10x, so we'll get 2,000 pounds. I'm thinking about keeping 400 pounds for seed. So that gives us 1,600 pounds to distribute. So, to eat and to can and to dehydrate and for other people to have. Um, but I'm not particularly sure exactly how long they go after their harvest. But it's got to be. Let me see. How long Kennebec potatoes? How long do Kennebec potatoes potatoes store? 6 months. So 6 months. Yeah. Oh, there's Summer. What's up?
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
I think with potatoes, I think we can only get one harvest a year. And then the key then is doing sweet potatoes, which we want to do because they go later in the year. And oats can be grown later in the year as well. And they're also known as a cover crop. There's also some corns like that we were thinking about putting down as our second crop as well. So again, we're really learning as we go. You know, we have no ego in this. We just want to learn from people who know better than us. We do have a root cellar, so Summer, I know that helps with that. So we have a root cellar, and as far as canning potatoes, I don't know. Like, I don't even know how you can potatoes. I mean, do you put them in water? Do you put them in oil? Like, what do you put them in? Yeah, we have, I think we have 5 apple trees on that property. All right, Woody said, have to check square foot. 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 5 acres, 2-car garage, new everything, roof, siding, stove, siding, flooring, tile, plumbing, and electric service and wiring. Well, Woody, it would be great if we could keep it in the family. It's easy peasy. So is it going water? Anna, when you're canning or Summer, when you're canning potatoes and you want to make like mashed potatoes or whatever, I mean, I mean, are you shredding them and putting in there? So you're doing hash browns? Like, how does it work? I'll give you time to type. Or you guys can call in and talk about it. It's up to you. Um, we do, as we continue to go, we do need funds to do this. Lauren and I have been flitting, 95% of the bill on this. So people who want to be using these resources, would be great if you could kick in what you could. Again, our purpose here is to grow a herd for the church. Our purpose here is to grow everything we grow here is, for the church and the community. So, just take that for what it is. I don't want to put anyone in a bad place, but our credit cards can only take so much heat. I would tell you, but then I have to kill you. Oh, Summer, you're gonna poke the bear. Once you start toying with me, I get the toy back with you. You can can potatoes dry, huh? I always That's amazing to me because you peel them and they start discoloring almost right away. So it's pretty interesting that you can do that. So, so again, some reminders for this crew. I want to pull this up because some people don't watch the service, and I want to make sure that we put it on. And then, man, I still keep dealing with people testing God versus trusting God, thinking that God's going to make manna rain for them if they didn't prepare, when He's given you all the technology, all the history books, everything that we've learned from society, given you the Bible, given you all this common grace, and you still think that they cook in the canner, okay? That He's still going to make manna rain from heaven, which is what He did for the Israelites who were slaves, and then they weren't the next day. And now they got to walk around the wilderness for 40 years, right? I mean, my methods are not all USDA approved. Heaven forbid I start something on here. However, happy to share. No problem, no problem. Well, where's my OneNote here? I want to make sure I get these dates. So, and all right, so here we go. So for everyone who's been, the next foraging is May 20th through May 22nd. I'm going to start pushing that out pretty aggressively here as we get closer. That is going to start on Friday at 7 o'clock here, 7 p.m. around the fire here, and then it goes to 7 p.m. on Sunday. It's a pretty big, it's a life-changing experience for everyone who's come. You know, you definitely want to make that if you can. It's evolved so far from where it used to be. You know, it just keeps getting better and better as we learn and as we continue to develop the program. And then remember, July 2nd, be here. Don't be anywhere else. We're going to do some really cool stuff here. So July 2nd is our first PCM reunion. And I'd love to see everybody there who was a part of the cross raising, as well as our entire congregation. It would be great for everyone to show up for that. We're going to do a pig roast. We're going to do a shoot. We're going to have a great time. That's if everything hasn't hit the fan, obviously. So, but that's what we're planning right now. And, you know, it'll be a really good time. And if we don't get a lot of people, then maybe we'll rent a bunch of pontoon boats, maybe 2 pontoon boats. We'll go out there, commandeer an island, and do it all on an island, you know, and be baptizing out there, having a blast. So, also for everybody who's here, who's going to be at the church or who's local, anybody who wants to be rebaptized or rededicated to the Lord, let me know, and we'll do those all on the same day, and we'll do them in a really cool way that I think you'll be very happy with. So, but with that, folks, Lauren left me dry and hanging tonight. So I am going to call it a wrap and get an early night for tomorrow's Rise and Shine. Woody's happy face is going to be here at 8 in the morning or 8:30 in the morning. And we've got 200 and something posts to put in the ground. So 240 or something like that. That's a lot of banging. So again, anybody who wants to come and be a part and take your turn on hitting the post would be greatly appreciated. All right, guys. Talk to you later. God bless you. I love you, and we'll see you tomorrow or Saturday for service. Or sorry, Sunday for service.